Howdy, howdy. Let's get rowdy. Gentlemen, I think you know the popular speedrunner DarkviperAU. But do you know of one of the many speedruns that I believe edited, it has been clipped, and most importantly, cheats were used to complete this speedrun of 37 seconds and 10 milliseconds. I think it's milliseconds. Fuck, I don't know. Now, I'm gonna go through this with the video in the background, and I'm going to walk you through and explain scenes of obvious trickery, of foolishness. How could we have not seen this before our very eyes? I question even now. But you know what? We're going to get into it. Let's begin right now.
What's up, nigga?
This is an easy way to start. You will notice that Franklin performs a punch to knock Lamar over so that it speeds up the cutscene. However, what you will not notice is that the timer has not started yet. Now, after this maneuver, which is well known by many speedrunners as the Lamar hit, you will usually see the timer go up. However, it's not on right now. Why is what I must pose as a question. Now, the strategy of hitting Lamar has some interesting effects on the gameplay of GTA 5. Being a speedrunner that has played for nearly 5 hours, I know these techniques like the back of my hand, dude. I understand it. I'm just like rock solid with it. Let's keep going. Another cut I'm gonna need to make. The infamous flying backwards jump. This is a very complicated thing to pull off. It can be done forwards or backwards. However, you will notice some issues with this scene. The footage is cut. That's pretty easy to see. I'm surprised people didn't pick up on that. This is an edited run. However, that's not the worst part. This jump is incredibly hard to pull off in quick successions. Usually for this part, you would only do one jump over the tree, not through the tree. Going through the tree is a very ambitious idea that I actually never thought of myself. It's very possible, but it would be very difficult. It would be interesting to see this route taken, and it would be so much more interesting if this wasn't cheated. Now, don't get me wrong, the fact that he can pull off this jump is very impressive. I have not seen anybody pull a backwards flying jump in a while in GTA 5 speedruns. However, the way he pulls it off isn't possible. It would almost have to be a task. If you don't know what that is, a tool-assisted speedrun. I apologize for stumbling on my words. I just smoked crystal meth earlier. Anyways, with this jump, he manages to go from one perspective and it flips, which indicates a segment. In no way does it say this is a segmented run. In fact, that's not even how that works. You can't just make random cuts. So this is pretty bad already. And instead of doing a normal jump in which you would go from a standing position straight into the flying backwards, instead, no. He goes from flying backwards almost triple jumping in place. I've never seen this. It's usually you go from point A to point B. But instead, it shows multiple points where he jumps in place. I've never seen this, and I'm pretty sure not only does this harm the run in ways I couldn't imagine, you could shave off a few seconds if you just avoid just jumping in place. I don't understand it. This means that there's probably some cheating involved. I could assume he enabled some form of flipping or flying because, again, it's not possible to pull off this technique. Let's continue, however. Yahoo! 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 Again, another very impressive part. You can still see the cuts, the very obvious cuts along the way. Now, I won't lie when I say this impressive stand-up midair while doing the flying back jump is impressive. I should have tried this on my speed runs that you all well know me for, and how this channel was made, but I do have to pull into question the 360 no-scope. Now, if you don't know, by punching Lamar at the start of this run, you essentially push the game forward in time. So it messes with the timeline, meaning Steve is on the Ferris wheel. So let's just continue and ignore some of the bad problems there, because it doesn't even, we're not even there yet.
Oh my god! Guy! What's his name? He shot him!
Yahoo! Yahoo!
Part is very important as well, because he does not show the application of sticky bombs or launching of rockets. So one can only assume he used console commands to automatically blow these vehicles up rather than applying sticky bombs or throwing grenades or any form of explosives. Again, cheating. The run might as well be invalid just by like some of the first starting issues. But again, just consider that.
Yahoo! Yahoo! Yahoo!
Now, I do have an issue with this part as well. While the prisoner leap is pretty easy, and killing Stretch while he's in prison is a useful strategy. It's usually done by taking place on one of the buildings, which he does, and taking him out while he's in prison. However, there is a problem with this, is that he never receives any wanted level. There are no police officers, there's no helicopters. He doesn't get any stars, leading me to believe he had disabled police presence in this run, which, come on, get your brain around it, that's not allowed.
Yahoo! 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 Yahoo!
Now, normally offshoring Devin Weston is a lot more of a faster thing. You usually go from A to B without needing to do any extra jumps. He does have some extra, points, but that's not actually cheating, you can tell. However, my biggest problem with this is at the end, Franklin flies away. Now, you might be wondering, well, what's the problem with that? Maybe it's just slow-mo from another jump. No, because the credits roll at the same speed as it does here, so there's no possible way slow motion is in process. Even then, slow motion is not allowed. He ends up with 37.10 seconds. This is an impossible time. The only people known to have gotten this is Burhack with a stunning 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and Cock My Sniff with a 2-minute mark. Now, is this run entirely fake and cheated? Yes, and I feel DarkviperAU needs to come out and just come out to everybody and tell them how they have been lied to and cheated with this speedrun. Now, this is a very, very serious issue in the GTA community, where big YouTubers like this get away with cheating in their speedruns, and nobody is the wiser. Please, can I get an F in the comments section for DarkviperAU's career after this expose video? I will say I am still impressed with the jumps. I'm going to put this out here now, that those jumps, the backwards flying jumps, are some of the most painful to pull off. So edited or not, you can't cheat those jumps. It's not possible. He's got almost TAS-like jump styles. It could be TAS, but I'm going to put that on doubt, because that probably wouldn't exactly help with too much, as TAS hasn't been developed to help with these kind of things. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this expose on DarkviperAU very clearly cheating and ruining the GTA speedrun community, and all the moderators are none the wiser, and they accepted this speedrun. How could this happen? How could this happen? This is a very serious topic, And this should most definitely not be taken as, you know, this should not be copy pasta, no copy paste. Anyways, I'm gonna go smoke more crystal meth.